Praise the Lord, my beautiful, blessed souls. I'm back with another word. This is going to be a very interesting word. I am going to tell you people this. This is about to get real interesting. It's about to come on down into your life. I'm telling you, and it's going to reveal, and hopefully it's going to heal you. I'm going to tell you this is something. Woo, Jesus, honey, let's get to it. This is Numbers chapter 16, and I'm going to get into it because I want us to get into this word. Now, Korah, the son of Izhar, son of Kohath, son of Levi, and Dathan and Abiram, the sons of Eliab, and On, the son of Peleth, the sons of Reuben, took men, and they rose up before Moses. Rose up, see, with a number of the people of Israel, 250 chiefs of the congregation, chosen from the assembly, well-known men. Do you see how this... Oh, baby, let's keep going. Pay attention. They assembled themselves together against Moses and against Aaron and said to them, "You have gone too far." Do you see this? For all in the congregation are holy, every one of them, and the Lord is among them. Why then do you exalt yourselves above the assembly of the Lord? Do you hear this? We gonna get there. Do you see the foolishness? When Moses heard it, he fell on his face. See, Moses, I got to give Moses his props throughout all of this because this is not easy to do. And these people have been, but Aaron too, because he rose him and Miriam up against them. Do you see how this rebellion in your own household? Do you see how the enemy will use these snakes and scorpions against you in your own camp to tear you down and everything you're trying to do? Lord, blessed Jesus, let's continue. Okay. And he said to Korah and all his company, "In the morning, the Lord will show who is his and who is holy and will bring him near to him." Ooh, Jesus. See? He fell on his face because that's a sign and a symbol of, Lord, please don't do this. You don't know what you're doing. Now, instead of Moses getting crazy and ready to whoop somebody, because in the carnal, that's not going to work. But this is a spiritual battle. So he knows he has to... See, this is what folks don't understand. Stuff you want to do, you cannot do. But the best way to handle it is to let God handle it. So that's why he said, assemble them and let God handle it in the morning. We're going to see then who's who and what's what. So what he told them to do? So the one whom he chooses, he will bring near to him. Do this, take censers, Korah and all his company, put fire in them, put incense on them before the Lord tomorrow. And the man whom the Lord chooses shall be the Holy One. Jesus, you see how this go? You have gone too far, sons of Levi. You see who this is? Levi, the chief priest. Oh, Jesus. And Moses said to Korah, "Hear now, you sons of Levi, it is too small a thing for you that the God of Israel has separated you from the congregation of Israel." Meaning he separated them but made them to be priests, to bring you near to himself, to do service in the tabernacle of the Lord, and to stand before the congregation to minister to them. So mind you, these are the elites already. So what more do you want? And would you seek the priesthood also? Therefore, it is against the Lord that you and all your company have gathered together. What is Aaron that you grumble against him about? See, now Aaron had already sowed that seed against Moses. He done sowed this seed twice. So I see him reaping this back. Remember, he sowed it during the time when they first came out with the calf. And then he sowed it again, him and his sister, when they went against Moses in the chapter 2 before. So now, see, it's coming back to bite him. So... And Moses sent and to call Dathan and Abiram, the sons of Eliab, and they said, "We will not come up. It is a small thing that you have brought us up out of a land flowing with milk and honey, and to kill us in the wilderness, that you must also make yourself a prince over us." See, now why is their minds even going to any of this? See, this is nothing but Satan, because the covetousness, the jealousy, the envy, this is what brings this about. They're not happy with what they already have. What God already gave them was plenty. God don't owe them nothing. He don't owe none of us anything. We're very ungrateful. We're very not deserving of any of it. But we feel entitled. We feel like we should get more. This is what we should be. Yeah. What God gave us, and now we want more. And they mad with Moses, because Moses is not the one that's handling this. God is the one giving these instructions. Moses is just following them out. Moses ain't the one with the power. So why they mad with Moses? But they keep taking it to Moses, and they think they're about to go against the Lord, which is going to come to be a very not good situation for them, right? Because when you go against Moses, you're going against the Lord. Why? Because he's the one that God has over you. So why are you when you're at war with Moses, you are at war with God. But see, you can't tell folks nothing. And all these other times they didn't try this, and they still ain't seen it yet. They still want to do what they want to do, because it's about pride, it's about ego, it's about having control, it's about having people who want to do what they want to do. They want to impose their will upon others, meaning they feel like they're beneath them, they jealous of them, they want to be higher than them, and because of that, they're willing to do any and everything. Why? Because they don't want Moses, they don't like him, they don't feel he's worthy, they don't feel like Aaron's worthy for the position. But it's not their call, it's not their place, it's not their decision, it is God's. And you can't change it. And see, this is the reason why they're not where Moses is. Because of their hearts. Because of the way they act. This is why. This is the reason in all itself. Because God knows their hearts. And this is the reason why it's Moses and not them. Every reason. So, and Moses was very angry and said to the Lord, do not respect their offering. See, so now he can have this conversation with the Lord. Why? Because guess what? And I have not taken one donkey from them, and I have not harmed not one of them. This be the problem. Why do you want to consistently harm, destroy people who are trying to help you? Ugh, please let that sizzle in your spirit for a minute. When we look at this world today, and when we look at our jobs, our families, our whatever it is, do we not see this same pattern where you give evil for people to do you good? You repay them with evil. And the people who do you evil, you repay them with good. So it's the opposite. And the Bible speaks to this, because even when Jesus came, it was the same situation. Jesus did no hurt, harm, or danger to not one person. He helped, he healed, he delivered. So why would you want to kill and crucify Jesus for doing good deeds, good things, helping, loving, healing, restoring, delivering people? Why would you want to do that? They released Barabbas, a known killer. But that's the devil, and that's the deceit of it all. To make what have all ill will against the one who did nothing to you. But you can find every reason, because that's your own evil, wicked heart, to condemn them. For nothing. You come up with all of this evil wickedness in your mind that they have not even done to you. Please listen up, people. And you want to steal, kill, destroy. You don't want them happy. You don't want them. Why? It's you. It's your heart. It's your mind. And it's a sickness and a disease. And it's something you need to be healed from. It's sin, it's iniquity, it's trespass, it's the demons. It's all of that you are filled with, that has your mind wanting to do something to someone who has not even done any wrong to you. Let that sizzle in your spirit. But see, God sees it, and he has you about to see. And Moses said to Korah, be present, you and all your company, before the Lord, you and they and Aaron tomorrow, and let every one of you take his censer and put incense on it. And every one of you bring before the Lord his censer, 250 censers. Now you heard what Moses already said to the Lord. When they come, do not even accept it. But why? Because him and God, they tight. So guess what? He can have this conversation with God, and God will consider what he says. This is the problem with these folks, because they still ain't got that. But it's not Moses himself. It's the heart posture that Moses has. These people stay trying to do evil and wicked. And although they stayed, he's still trying to save their lives. Not from him. No, from them own selves, of the evil wicked that they are doing to him, that he knows they are gonna get it back in return. So stop coming against me. I'm not doing anything to you, but if you continue, God will let your own hands fight your own face. He will allow whatever it is that you are doing to come and rebound and boomerang right back on you. This is what they say karma. It ain't karma. This is you reaping what you have sowed. So every man took his censer and put it in the fire and laid incense on them and stood at the entrance of the tent of meeting with Moses and Aaron. Then Korah assembled all the congregation against them at the entrance of the tent of meeting. And the glory of the Lord appeared to all the congregation. Okay, let's see what they about to do now. So the Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron, saying, separate yourself from among these congregations. Why? Get away from them. Because see, monarchy, distrust, discord, it starts as one little seed sown, and then you see it becomes a big harvest. So now they done went from 1 to 2 or however many, and they got all these people against them. Again, nothing but what? Rebellion. Nothing but what? Mutiny, traitorship, all of that. This is what betrayal, this is what this is all about. So he says, separate yourself from among the congregation that I might consume them in a moment. And they fell on their faces and said, oh God, the God of spirits of all flesh, shall one man sin and you will be angry with all the congregation? Now they are pleading for these people who have been doing wicked to them for no reason. Do you see why certain people God allows to have certain relationships with them? Because see, other people, their hearts would not be that way. But you don't understand what they've gone through to get to this point. Moses went through a lot between Pharaoh's house and in his journeys. And he's been going through a lot even with these people. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, say to the congregation, get away from the dwelling of Korah and Dathan and Abiram. Those are the main instigators. Get away from them. Then Moses rose and went to Dathan and Abiram and the elders of Israel who followed him. And he spoke to the congregation, saying, depart, please, from the tents of these wicked men, and touch nothing of theirs, lest you be swept away with all their sins. See, now once you get into it, because everything is unclean now, not them, just them. It's their hearts, their minds, their souls, their vessels. It's their dwelling places. It's everything that they got. Because now contamination spreads so quickly. One drop of bleach in some water will clean the whole thing. Do you not understand that? So let's get into it. So they got away from the dwelling of Korah and Dathan, and with all their sins. Why? And Dathan and Abiram came out and stood at the door of their tents together with their wives, their sons, and their little ones. And Moses said, hereby you shall know that the Lord has sent me to do all these works, and that it has not been of my own accord. If these men die as men die, or if they are visited by the fate of mankind, then the Lord has not sent me. But if the Lord creates something new, and the ground opens its mouth and swallows them up with all that belongs to them, and they go down alive in the Sheol, that's hell for who don't know, then you all shall know that these men have despised the Lord. Now you see, because God sent Moses, he didn't let them see over and over again. These people want to see what they want to see because they don't like Moses. They don't want it to be Moses. They want it to be them. They keep trying to get him out of his position, take him out, do whatever. But God has already established, there's no changing that. And it's not about Moses. It's about God. God is the one chose Moses. So how are you going to directly think you're going to bypass Moses, get to God, and in doing so, bypass what God has already set forth and established before you? So what are you doing exactly? You are causing the hand of God to be upon you. That's what you're doing. You're causing him to do judgment upon you because you are really in blasphemous rebellion, defiance of, again, whatever it is he has already set forth. You're in opposition. You're saying, no, whatever God wants ain't what you want. You want it this way, and that's that. No, it ain't Moses, it's them. You telling Moses, it ain't you, it's us. You're telling him he thinks he's more, he thinks he's better. Why? When God is the one to put him over, and we gonna go directly to God. We gonna do this. When God is the one put you, so you in direct opposition of God, being in direct opposition of Moses. But see, y'all ain't got it yet. So now, Moses did this to let them see. If he's not of God, then they gonna live. If not, they gonna Sheol. You see how they go? Okay. And as soon as he finished speaking all these words, the ground under them split apart, and the earth opened its mouth and swallowed them up with their households and all the people who belong to Korah and all their goods. So they and all them that belong with them went down alive in the Sheol, that's hell. And the earth closed over them, and they perished from the midst of the assembly. And all of Israel who were around them fled at their cry. For they said, lest the earth swallow us up, and fire come out from the Lord and consume the 250 men offering the incense. This is why you can't have people around you. This is why. Because see, these same people, these same folks, this is why when God is about to bless folks, when God's doing stuff in their life, he will allow them to go through stuff. Why? Because he's going to separate and sift the ones. He wants to let the person know who's really for them and against them when they're going through their trials and tribulations. Why? Because it's going to reveal the hearts. See, you treat people different when you don't need them. If you have no respect for them, it's going to really come out when you don't need them, when there's no necessity for them. You're going to discard them like they're nothing. This is how this goes. You're going to treat them different, act differently towards them, think you're better. All of this is going to happen. So the true you is going to come out in regards to these people. Let them be up and then go down, and you'll see how all of that is going to change. See? Because it wasn't the person you love. It was their hand you love, what they were doing in your life, the blessings that came along with them being around. Because see, some people, God just blesses them. The favor is upon their life. Wherever they go and whatever they do, there's going to be blessing. Even in their times of hardship, they're still going to be blessed. There's still going to be something going on that's fruitful in their life. And people don't like that. People do not serve in the spirit of evil and wickedness that's inside of them demons like Leviathan and Jezebel. Oh, they're going to come out and let them see, because this is the ones that's going to show up and let them see that pride and ego of Pharaoh. They better, this is when it's going to come out. So, and fire came out of the Lord, and fire came out from the Lord and consumed the 250 men offering the incense. So now not only did they go, but now the ones offering the incense, he done got rid of them too. Why? Because you don't want to continue with mutiny. You don't want to continue with traitorship. This is why even now with us, God doesn't want us up in heaven if we don't want to be there. Why? Because there was already some stuff going on. He already created the angels, and the devil already took after them. Why? For the same reason, pride and ego. He wanted to be God, be more like God, wanted to overthrow God. You can't have people with you when you're trying to do stuff that wants to overthrow you, that wants your position, that wants your crown, that wants your title. Why? Because they're going to do everything in their power to do just that, to see that you don't have it, whether they have it or not, anybody but you. And this is why you have to be very careful of who you're dealing with. But just for those same people, if God's hands is upon these people's life, what you're doing is you're reaping curses and fire upon yourself. You're not going to hurt them in the end. You're going to hurt you in the end. And how you treat these people and how they go to God in regards to you is going to be all of the difference in the world. Please understand it. Then the Lord spoke to Moses saying, tell Eleazar, the son of Aaron, the priest, to take up the censers out of the blaze. Then scatter the fire far and wide, for they have become holy. For the censers of these men who have sinned at the cost of their lives, let them be made into hammered plates, Jesus, as a covering for the altar. For they offered them before the Lord, and they became holy. Thus they shall be a sign to the people of Israel. So Eleazar the priest took the bronze censers which those who were burned had offered, and they were hammered out as covering for the altar, to be a reminder to the people of Israel, so that no outsider who is not of the descendants of Aaron should draw near to burn incense before the Lord. Isn't that why his sons died? Y'all, these folks still don't listen. Lest he become like Korah and his company. As the Lord said to him through Moses, this is what it is. But on the next day, all the congregation of the people of Israel grumbled against Moses, against Aaron, saying, they still ain't satisfied. They still want it. No matter what God has been showing them all this time, they still are showing it. You have killed the people of the Lord. How he killed them? God killed them. Y'all sat right there, watch God kill them on his own. But you can't go after God. And if you try, you know that, but you're going to go after Moses. But see, going after Moses is still in opposition to the Lord. And when the congregation had assembled against Moses again, against Aaron, they turned toward the tent of meeting, and behold, the cloud covered it. Why? God showed up again. And in the glory of the Lord appeared. And Moses and Aaron came to the front of the tent of meeting. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, get away from the midst of this congregation. Why? Because these people do not mean you no well, that I may consume them in a moment. And they fell on their faces. And Moses said to Aaron, take your censer and put fire on it from the altar and lay incense on it and carry it quickly to the congregation and make atonement for them. He's still trying to say these people, for the wrath has gone from the Lord and the plague has begun. Jesus, y'all talk about plagues and stuff. Y'all talk about all this stuff. And y'all think that this ain't blessings and curses, honey. You better watch the plagues, watch famine, watch destituteness. Honey, them things happen for a reason. Those are curses, boo-boo. Please understand it is. Those are not blessings. Famine, lack, poverty, sickness, disease. Whenever you see that, killings, all of that, it's nothing but what? Curses. Okay. So now, as Aaron took it, Aaron took it as Moses said, ran into the midst of the assembly, and behold, the plague had already begun among the people. And he put on the incense and made atonement for the people. Jesus, still trying to save these same evil, wicked people. And he stood between the dead and the living, and the plague was stopped. See? Same ones they want to kill is the same one had to step in so they didn't die. See? Now those who died in the plague were up 14,700, besides those who died in the affair of Korah, meaning it was 250 plus however many. And Aaron returned to Moses at the entrance of the tent of meeting when the plague was stopped. Do you see what this is? Honey, I don't know about folks, but I'm going to tell folks, when God don't play about certain people, when they are removed from your life, or your institution or whatever, you will see a change. There will be a big difference made. Why? Because if all they did was come there and try to help and try to do stuff and, be a blessing, okay? Because God will send you the blessing, but if you reject it, he will remove it. Why? Because you have free will. You don't have to accept it. So you not accepting it will be doing the opposite of what they're trying to do there. So if God sends somebody, let's say we're in the workplace and you're there, and every time you turn around, you're trying to help, you're trying to do something, or in people's lives, your personal life or whatever, and people just stay trying to sabotage you, do little things, so rising up against you, putting people against you all the time, the little tidbits here and there, you ain't did nothing, you're like, well, Dad, I thought we was okay, and then it's always an issue, it's always a problem. This is where you see these people have bitterness, resentment, they have all kind of evil, wicked thoughts towards you for whatever their reasons are. And 9 times out of 10, they can't name actually one thing that you actually did to them. But they are so in opposition of you. Everything you say, everything you do, how you look, they are so in opposition against you, everything you do, everything. They just don't, and they don't want it to be you. They don't want you to have it. They do everything in it, and this is why you have to stay with them. This is why God gets you away from them. And see, a lot of times we hold on and try to save the same people that God's trying to get you away from. Why? Because he already knows the outcome of the situation. That's why rejection is protection. Because although we don't think that man that was sent or that woman that was sent that we thought God sent to us is really not the one God sent. Why? Because you're not going to find out till later on down the line. But God will allow certain things to happen so that it would tear up, it would bust up. He would let the red flag show, but it's up to you to actually accept the truth. Now, either you're going to accept the truth or you're not. You're going to reject it. The blessing is that God tried to show you. He wanted to let you see what you're really getting. Now, once he put it out there, either you accept it or you don't. But after that, if you keep it and whatever happens destruction-wise, that is totally on you. You can't be mad to God for showing you what was already there that you did not see. He tried to warn you. He tried to help you. But because you loved it and you wanted it so, he let you have it. And in doing so, you're going to have what all comes with it. You can't see the future, so you don't know that, after y'all got married or after y'all did this or after y'all had the baby or bought the house or whatever, that all this other stuff was going to happen. You didn't know that after you opened up the business with this person that, a couple of years in, they're going to be stealing from the company or they're going to discredit you and take the money and go and want to be competition. No, you didn't know that. But God knew that from the gate. That's why he was trying to tell you not to fool with them people. Or that they was going to try to destroy you and what you got going on. Mimic you, do other little things to be just like you, but outdo you in everything. Downplay what you're doing, see? Because what you doing ain't what they doing. Pay attention. And these people will continue to come and come and come after you. Why? Because they don't want it to be you. They will monitor your life, hunt you down, want to know what you're doing all the time, want to, be involved. And once you're doing well, they want to be around and want to know you. But as long as you're doing bad, they act like they don't know you. That type of stuff. That. But you can see it, you can feel it. You will. Don't ignore it, is what I would tell you. Never ignore it. God gives you the signs, you hold on to it. You keep it in your mind and you note it and and pay attention to it. Because guys, that's God letting you know that there's something with this situation right here. This relationship, this friendship, this boyfriend, this girlfriend, this husband, this wife, this friend, this job, this business, whatever launching. Oh, it's a scam. It's a this. Why? Because everybody is selfish and they all out for themselves and they want to benefit and gain and they don't want to tell you the truth. They want to lie and deceive you, have you come in and do stuff. They don't want to help you. They just want it all for gain and benefit for them. They want to shine. Whatever you do would never be upheld and would never be, spoke about, known of. No, they want to sweep that good under the rug, but magnify the bad and all that. That's how that go. Never want to give you flowers. Never want to give you props. So always, the moment something bad about you, they're running with it. The moment something good going on, they like that face sour, like they just sucked on a lemon. And we got to stop trying to save these people. Because a lot of time we be trying to save these people and these people be trying to destroy us every step of the way. And you think they playing with you. You think they really don't mean it, and they do. They mean everything. When God shows you who they are, believe it. Don't gloss over it. Don't paint over it. Don't act like you didn't see it. No, he illuminated and let you see for a reason. That's their true heart towards you. They really meant that. They really don't like you. They really don't want it to be you. They really don't want you to have nothing. They feel like they're better. They don't like what you're doing. They're going to always be against you. And guess what? And you need to stay away from them. Because people like that, when you're trying to build and do stuff, they will destroy everything. You ain't heard the saying goes, those who have nothing will help you lose everything. Right. Yeah, they'll come stand beside you in your winter season or try to contact you and reach out and want to come be bothered when you up. Because now you making tracks and you're doing some stuff. But had so much to say about you when you was down and out and bad and threw dirt on your name and ooh, she was this, she was that. Oh, good for her and all. Yeah, this, and him and they was doing like this and she thought she was all that. And now look at her. See? Look at her. Remember, what goes up must come down, and what goes what is up come down. What's down goes up. Please, this people need to understand that them tables turn all of the time. Everybody has a season, and in winter, spring, summer, fall seasons, they're gonna get exactly what's in that season for their life. But if the seasons change and they come out, that's exactly when it's time for them to bless and come back around. Trust, and you're gonna see and speak to these people again in their other seasons. Please remember that. And then you may be in that same season because remember, you reap what you sow. So now you might find yourself going through those same situations that those people was going through when they was going when you was laughing at them during that time. Now here you go. Now you done found yourself in that same predicament. Keep living, baby. You ain't got there, you will. Keep living. Live long enough, and if you ain't been there, you will get there eventually. It'll come around to you because you're going to go through it. Everybody gonna go through something. It may not be the same things and it might be during the same times or the same circumstance. We're gonna grow at different levels, at different time frames, in different areas of our life. People may be up here in one area, down here. We got strengths, we got weaknesses, we got all that in between. But understand something. This is the way this go. But honey, I'm gonna get into this because honey, this was a blessing to my soul. Don't fight God when he's moving. When he's revealing, when he's moving, because you don't know who and what is doing what. You don't know who really loves you and you don't see people's hearts. You see they wigs, you see they nice muscles, you see they nice bodies, you see they this, you see the nice company, you see the money, oh get it. You see all this other, you don't see, the behind. Especially when it comes to you or what they doing and how they going about getting these things, because some people don't care. They out to get it, no matter what they do. They will go do any and every means to get whatever it is, because these things have become voids. They're idols in their life. So they don't care what they have to go through. They're going to sacrifice any and everything to get whatever it is that they want. And usually it's because they have voids in their life. Things that, if they was poor, they got a point to prove to this one. They going to be rich and they going to do this and they going to chase that down, but it still ain't going to help them because that's not what's going to soothe you. You need Jesus to heal that aspect of your life, okay, in order for you to feel better about yourself. Because going to get that, another man, more money is not, you will always be seeking and never find nothing that you're seeking. Why? Because it's not, that's not what you need. That is just the tip of the iceberg. The root of the problem has been because you was laughed at as a child, because you was bald-headed, black, dirty, because you was this, whatever the situation, poor, people teased you, you didn't have friends, they didn't like, whatever. That's why you're really chasing after these things, because you want to make yourself look, oh, I made it, I'm bigger, I'm better, I got points to prove to people. Baby, don't have no point to prove with nobody but you and God being a better person you was before. Why? Because all of that don't mean nothing. It don't. Easy come, easy go. But how you treat people in any and every season, that's what's going to truly remain. And your heart posture towards them, because that's going to be God's heart posture towards you. Why? How you treat them. And then how you treat him. Because if you treat them like that, imagine how you treat them. This is why we go through, because Christ says we're going to go through these things. We're going to go through, even as a believer, you're going to go through trials and tribulations. You may be at your job, it may be going, your finances on the attack, can't keep a job, but when you get one, money's just siphoning out. God, every time you turn around, something going on, See, you're hemorrhaging out, everything. Can't keep nothing in. Whether it's your marriage, whether it's your business, whether it's your children, whether it's, whatever, your ministry, it could be any and everything. And sometimes it's one thing and it takes one thing to unravel it all. And then it just spirals down from there. See? Or you'll have a blessing in this area, but then you have, issues in this area where you just, going through and you've been fighting for this and fighting for that and, fighting for that, whatever, whether it's, schooling or paying back something or taxes or debt or your credit or whatever it is, you apply it to where it fits in your life. I'm just here to help you because, honey, baby, this has to set my soul free. It really is. So when you clinging and holding on to them folks that ain't holding and clinging on to you and don't care nothing about you and toss you and throw you at the drop of a dime or the drop of what any and everybody done say, boo-boo, just mistreat you, mishandle you, misdo any old kind of way because you just nothing beneath them. In their eyes, they so much bigger and better than you. Boo-cat, because of the way you look, because of the way you talk, how you live, whatever it is, they just think they so much better for whatever that reason is. So please understand, humble, sit yourself down somewhere. Go sit yourself down, because what these people in the world say is better is not. And I'm not going to be measuring myself by by the world's standards, because God says that I'm perfectly made in his image. So whatever anybody think about me, because I used to go through that too, they could think that. Oh, they so better, I don't deserve. Think whatever you want to. What God says is for me, and ain't nobody else going to get it and or have it. And if you try, you're not going to fight me, you're going to fight him for it. And I'm going to let him deal with you, because carnality dealing with you in my flesh, or I might want to beat your behind or do some other stuff. Why? Because yes, I am saved, but I have had my fair share of being out in that world and just want to snatch somebody. Lord, please help me, Holy Ghost, not jump over this table and reach out and touch these folks. Why? Because guess what? The old me would do that. And Lord, please keep me in restraint. But now don't get me twisted if somebody did something to me. Oh, I have a right to defend myself. I do. I have a right to defend myself. I don't have to just take it. So now we're going to get to this. Here's a clear structured scripture. Accurate breakdown of number 16. Grounded directly in the search results. Here we go. Number 16, Korah's rebellion. Number 16 is one of the most dramatic, sobering chapters in the Torah. It describes a leadership rebellion against Moses and Aaron, led by Korah, Dathan, and Abiram, along with 250 influential leaders. You see that? Below is a full breakdown supported by the search results. Now, they say at the end of the day, when it take a lot of folks to come against you, it's a reason for it. The rebellion begins, according to the search results, Korah, the Levite, he's a Levite, along with Dathan and Abiram. The Reubenites, this is Reuben. Remember, Reuben slept with his father's concubine. That was total disrespect. So we see where this is coming from. But Levite, I thought, would have been a little bit better. Those are the Levitical tribe. But here we go. And they challenged Moses and Aaron. You have taken too much upon yourselves. This is what so now they come and trying to make it seem like they come and trying to help. All the congregation is holy. Now they justify what they doing. So you taking too much, we gonna do it. He didn't ask you to do it. God didn't ask you to do it. But see, your pride and your ego want to put you in positions that you shouldn't be in roles and positions and titles. See, Set it on down. All the congregation is holy. Really? Who told you that? Did God say that out the word? Because God says we ain't nothing there one of us holy. Only one holy is Christ, right? Okay, let's get it together. But see, this is where people put themselves. This is the perception they have in their mind. So why do you exalt yourself? No, why are you exalting yourself? Because I'm just doing what God told me to do. But see, that obviously this bothers you. I ain't exalting nothing. I'm just doing what I was told to do. This is a direct challenge to God's appointed order. See, there's an order and God has it. And when you try to mix and match it, just like they want to have men as women, women as men, then you have chaos. This is why, the man is the head. Yeah, and he needs to be the head in every aspect. Not just telling the woman what to do, but handling all that other responsibility as well. Okay, so you want her to be the head when it comes to all this other stuff. But then you want to be the head when it comes to hoarding and lording. Nah, it don't work like that. Anywho, let's keep it pushing. Moses falls face down. Moses is falling face down out of humility and grief because he does not want this. He wants this thing to work. He wants all of this to be peace and harmony. Him with the Lord. He don't want all this extra. He wants peace. He wants them to work well together. This is what he wants. He does not want this. He doesn't want God to destroy them. He don't want them angry with him. He don't want to have to keep going to God, putting out these fires and trying, you know what I'm saying? And he don't want God to destroy these people. So he keep trying to help these people, and these people keep going against him. Do you see? So Moses responds with humility and grief, falling down face down before the Lord to beg him to intercede still on these people. Please do not destroy these people. You don't know how many people God has, and you're after them, and they're actually praying for your life, meaning so that you don't go to hell, so that God don't strike you down. God don't allow you to go through hell, torment. Why? Because Moses is here, and if he didn't care, he would just move right on out the way. So the same person that you claim think they all is gonna be that ain't even none of that. That's you. That's your heart posture. That's your mindset. Okay. Especially toward that person. You have an issue with these people. The test of instance, and that's a you problem, not a them problem. Go get your heart and your mind right. Let God hear your heart. Let him hear your mind. That's what you need to do. Moses proposes a divine test. Korah and his followers must bring incense before the Lord. Yeah, he said, let me get them together, honey. God himself will show who is holy and who is chosen, right? Because it's God who's going to. If God already appointed me, what is your problem? If I already led us all the way this far and God is dealing with me and not y'all, and I'm handling all of this responsibility of y'all on me, no matter what y'all are doing, kept y'all out of all this mess all this time, no matter what's going on, kept the peace between y'all and God all this time. Why are you questioning me? Why do you keep trying to get in my way? Why do you keep trying to take my position, a position that you yourself cannot handle and or take the responsibility of it? But you want it so bad. Do you want the hell that come along with it? The moanings and the groanings, the mutinies that you do you want that too is the question. Because you don't want that part. You don't. Let's keep going. The test mirrors this test mirrors and the priestly duties and exposes their pride. Pride and ego every time. I'm better. I'm going to be better than you. I'm going to put you down in order to raise me up. I'm going to step on you to get to the top. These are the ways of the world. These are the kingdoms and the systems of hell, of Lucifer, Satan, and the devil. You do not have to do that to be something. You do not have to do that to have a life. You do not have to do that to be prosperous. You do not have to do that. But the world will tell you that this is what you have to do to be successful. And it's okay because it's business. No, it is not. You and your business will burn in hell if you don't already here on earth. If God allows it to succeed or the devil does, whatever way it is. But when you leave here, your soul, where is it going? Because some riches will stay here. But where will your soul go, baby? You can't buy your way into heaven and you can't buy your way out of hell. Let's do it. Let's talk about it. Moses reminds Korah, because he confronts them. God already gave the Levites a special role. So what more do you want? Arguing over being over the usher board, over this, over that. Why? Take your role, your position, your title, play it, do it, and that's it. Be glad and happy for what you have. Why is you doing all this extra? I don't understand it. They were honored with service in the tabernacle. Their rebellion is not against Moses, but it is spiritually, it's against God. Satan will use you to go against God and his people every time over every little thing. He will magnify it. Any little conversation, any little thing, he will magnify it, twisting of the words, miscommunicate. He will take it and he will magnify it from something so small to make it something so big, and this will be the outcome. Dathan, Abram refused to come. Okay, so they accuse Moses of failing to bring them into the promised land, as if Moses has the power to do that, or it's all about God and on his timing. But see, this is the reason why God allowed them to stay where they was anyway, because they weren't ready. Acting like a dictator. So now he's acting like a dictator. God appointed him to be over y'all when y'all was over there in slaves. Y'all got this far because of Moses. And but instead of being thankful and grateful to God and grateful for Moses, you stay trying to go against God and go against Moses. This is that slave mentality. This is that we gonna stay where we at. Nobody else can get the crabs in the barrel. You can't make it. We can't make no. Instead of working with that person who's trying to make it, as long as they ain't doing nothing to hurt you or mess you up, and not be chasing after the worldly things, but chasing after the godly things, because there's a big difference. There's a big difference. Deceiving the people. Here we go. So they accuse him of failing to bring them into the promised land. Acting like a dictator. Oh, because you don't like nobody over you. Deceiving the people, really. This is open defiance. Anytime somebody tell you something, you got a problem with it. You don't like, or anybody else could tell you, but that one person just can't. Because you got an issue and a problem with that. There's problems with that. There's issues behind that. And I'm going to tell you, I have experienced it. If it was not in the workplace, not with family, not with friends, not with people that I hold dear and near to me, it's just an issue and a problem. Anything you say or do, it will be an issue when it's you. But when it's anybody else, they will accept it. There's a problem with that. That is straight from the pits of hell. That is straight from the devil. God calls for separation. Exactly. Get away from them. They mean you no good. God instructs Moses, separate yourself from these men. The people must move away from the tents of Korah, Dathan, and Abram. This is a warning of impending judgment. Now, if they hadn't listened, they would have, when God let the floor collapse on them and go to Sheol, they would have been right with him. See, obedience is better than sacrifice. Sometimes listening is your best bet, baby. I'm going to tell you, because you can save yourself from a lot of heartache and a lot of pain. And Moses was trying to help them all, help their hearts, minds, and soul, and keep them out of Sheol, keep them out of God's wrath and judgment. All this way, praying for them, talking to them, mediating, trying to make it right all of the time. But you see, this is what they just wouldn't stop. The earth opens up. Supernatural judgment occurs right then and there on the spot. The earth opens, Korah, Dathan, Abram, their families, and possessions fall alive into the pit. Pit away of hell. They say it ain't real. Honey, you see it is. Fire consumes the 250 men offering incense right after that. So everybody that was involved in this so-called mutiny to go against Moses and Aaron, oh honey, yeah, they got it. This confirms God's choice of Moses and Aaron. Anybody else have any questions as to who I oppose, what their roles are, and what they supposed to do? I already gave y'all the rules and the regs. I already told y'all who's who and what's what. Why do I yet need to continue to tell you these same old things, you hard-headed, stiff-necked people? My rules are my rules. They change not, whether it's in your household, your job, wherever it is that you are a ruler. And why is it that folks on the outside think they can come in and tell you what to do on the inside? Please, I don't understand. Let me get a hallelujah from the front and the back, because folks always want to tell you how to run your ship. Please, can I get a hallelujah? Run your own. Run what God gave you instead of trying to run what God gave me. Please and thank you. I'm going to manage this just fine the way he told me to. And you go do what you need to do over there in yours. The people complain again. See, still ain't satisfied. The next day, the congregation accuses Moses and Aaron. You have killed the Lord's people. You see this? How? God's glory appears and a plague begins as judgment for the rebellion. Because y'all still ain't learned. Your head so hard as a brick, it don't make no sense. All of this God has showed you. All of this he has sent you. All this from the time of being a slave, all the plagues in Egypt, the coming through the Red Sea, all of these things, and y'all still ain't got it. To me, that's just them deciding in their hearts and in their minds that they going to do what they want to do in spite of what God told them to do. They don't like it. They don't want it. They want to be chiefs instead of Indians, and that's that. It ain't going the way they wanted it, how they want it, and this is the complaints and the problem. Why? And this is what you get when you have what? Ungrateful, unsatisfied people that you are trying to help, and this is what you get a lot of times when you are dealing with situations, whether it's at your job, it could be in your family, it could be your friends, it could be whatever it is, when whatever you do is never enough. Why? Because it's you. It's you. They want it to be them, and that's why it's never enough. You will never please people. Please understand. People will never be satisfied. They will always have an issue or complaint or something. I don't care where you are and what you are doing. People will always, you can give them a whole moon and stars and they will tell you they ain't get the napkin to go with it. You can have them a whole combination basket and they will still say they want that over there. This is how this goes. Please pay attention. I ain't got time for it. I'm not living my life like that. That's why I'm going to please God and not man. Man can say whatever they want about me, how I look, what I got, what I do. If I don't care. Long they can reject me all from now to when Jesus come back. As long as when Jesus come, he says to me that he approves of me, and while I'm here, I'm good. I don't need nobody else. Then never mind. You can keep it. You can have it. Your thoughts, your words, your actions, your pattern cycle. You can keep them over there. I really don't care. Don't need them. Then ask them and don't want them. Thank you. Keep them to yourself. Aaron runs with incense, and that's out of love in the name and the blood of Jesus too. May Jesus be with you and bless your little heart and your little mind and your little soul while we at it. Aaron runs with the incense to stop the plague, because you ain't stopping nothing over here, nor can you take nothing and do nothing. No. And when you mess with me, you messing with the one and only himself, because I'm over here minding my business. I ain't doing nothing to nobody. Moses instructs Aaron to take incense, make atonement for the people. This is Aaron runs with incense to stop the plague, right? Moses instructed Aaron to take the incense to make atonement for the people, right? To do what? Appease God, make atonement, apologize, repent. Why? Because this is what it's going to take, accountability. Aaron stands, and he's not the one sinning, but he's going to stand in the gap anyway. Still, this is why it's him and not the rest of them. And Aaron stands between the living and the dead, and the plague stops. However, 14,700 people still died before it ended. See? Because of hard head. Now, this is what we're going to get into. The theme was rebellion. Pride challenges God's order. Holiness. God chooses who serves in sacred roles. You don't choose. God chose. And you can't tell God who to choose and who not to, who to raise, who not to raise, who to like, who not to like, who to have favor with. No, that is not your place. God is going to do that. Know your place. Leadership, true leadership is appointed. It is not seized. People who want in these roles don't want them because they don't want the responsibility. Trust and believe I didn't. I was like, Lord, what you mean? You want me to do what? You want me to hire for people? Ooh, you serious? People don't like me. People ain't never supported me. People ain't, honey, People just want me to give, do, kiss their butts, and give them what they want. Oh, honey, you asking the wrong chick to have to do. I love people. I like them some of the times. But for the most part, I'm cool over here by myself. I don't have to be doing all the extra. I really don't, because between betrayal and dealing with folks, do I want to help folks? Do I want to love folks? It's a difference between loving people and loving them from a distance and liking them and wanting to be around them and wanting to help and deal with them and interact with them on a regular. No, that causes a lot of stuff that I don't like to be bothered with, because I know how people can and do be. Especially when it comes to betrayal and not liking and you ain't did nothing but they got issues and problems, honey. I don't have time for that. I ain't got to tell me, I've been running all my life and I need to stop. I get it, Lord. But would you want to send me back with all of this? Why? I'm trying to get me right. Can we just get me right first? I still got, You ain't done with me. Put me back in the oven. Because, no, you want to push me out there. No, put me back over there. He's like, didn't I tell you to go over there? Did I say, listen, put me back over there. I don't want to be over there. I didn't ask for this. I didn't ask to be over there. I didn't ask for nothing. I didn't like it. I didn't want it. No. Truth be told. Give me some little boring stuff somewhere in somebody's corner, because I'm fine just living my life over there. Boogie, I'm cool with it. Less is best for me. I ain't got to be bothered. Ain't got to be hurt up, beat up, jacked up, scarred up, messed over, picked over, who really want to be doing all that? All this extra responsibility and weight you got to carry. I mean, I been carrying my own weight and stuff, and then I wasn't nobody trying to come help me carry mine. The Lord, you sure you want me to do these things? Cause you know, honey, I be wanting to fight fuss, and I was, just that way. Like, Lord, you just keep them people away from me. Love them, yeah, I can love them right here. Do I have to go over there and be with them though? I mean, they don't like me anyway. So can we do this in a different setting, in a situation? Can I stay over here and you see, I'm trying to, have a conversation where we gonna work it out where it's best for my situation, for what I want. And God like, no. If he wants you to go over here and do that, then he wants you to go over there and do that. You may not like it, may not want to, but you be like Jonah, you run in Nineveh, and he gonna send you right there anyway. You'll run all over the world, like, yep, boom, You thought you was going somewhere, they threw you over the boat, you went, and guess what? You got swallowed in the fish, and you ended up right where I told you was to go, that you didn't want to go anyway. You still ended up there. So you might as well have it just, we gonna do this the easy way or the hard. Which way we gonna do this? Because I'm the parent, you're the child. You do what I tell you to do. Whether you like it or not. Well, you'll start to like it later. Right now, you may not. But you'll end up liking it later, maybe, hopefully, down the line. But I didn't ask you to like it or not. I just told you to go do it. I didn't ask your opinions if you want to do it, if you like it or not. It's nice for you to give it to me, but that may or may not change anything in what I want you to do anyway. I might give you a little leeways, with some things. But for the most part, no. It is what it is. I mean, people don't get that, boy. So now, true leadership is appointed, it's not seized. Meaning taken over. You just come take it. No. Judgment. Rebellion has consequences. Yeah. So you got to be careful what you be doing, because you get that little booty tap, that rod of correction in that staff. You drag it back with the staff, whoop, with the rod. Ever had a whack? Pop! Get a whack real quick. Didn't I tell you to? Oh, you hard-headed now. I bet you after I whack you, go get it done. This is what this is all about. Why number 16 matters. Okay, this chapter reveals how pride becomes generational pattern. Yes. How rebellion against divine order destroys families. Yes. How envy distorts calling. As envy, jealousy. How leadership roles are sacred. How intercession can stop generational destruction. Yes, because usually people be praying, and the ones who are, you don't even know who's praying for you in your situation and what they're praying for God to help the situation, for God to heal your heart, to heal their heart, to help you with, whatever's going on and change it. How one person's rebellion can affect everybody as well. So you can have one praying over here and one just causing destruction over there, and that in itself is nothing but confusion and chaos. So you got the both going on, and that creates the whirlwind. It's not good. How one's person's obedience, Aaron, can save thousands, right? It mirrors the emotional and generational architecture that you've been mapping. Okay. Number 16, generational pattern map. Okay. Lineage, prayer, leadership comparison chart, declaration, emotional. Okay. So now we get to this, and we see how, pride and ego gets in the way all of the time. Pride is what got, which got kicked out of heaven. Which one is pride? Is that Leviathan? Rebellion is against divine order. It destroys bad families. That's in a nutshell. That is disobedience. That's mutiny. That's traitorship. That's betrayal. That's all of that. Getting folks to turn against you. All this type of food. That's what that is. And a lot of people like to do that, especially when people ain't did what they want them to do or what they consider is something that they should be doing, and they don't like them for not doing it. So now they the problem. And they should be the problem with everybody. So we're going to get everybody to gang up on this one person because they didn't do what I wanted them to do. So I don't like them. So now they shouldn't be at this job, or they shouldn't be with that man or husband, or they shouldn't be friends with that person, or they shouldn't have that calling or that business or that this. No. What you mean? And you the end all be all. All about you. Leadership roles are sacred. Envy distorts calling because pride, jealousy, and this is why you got to get all of that out, because you can't have that and be dealing with people. You see what I'm saying? And, God does not allow that to continue to be in your heart. This is why there's process. You have to go through these crushing processes so that God can crush all of that. When you're going through the process, it doesn't look like it. It looks like the opposite. You will be homeless. You will be, why? Because that's humility. That's teaching you how to handle people beneath you. Meaning people without, not beneath you, but people who don't have what you have or on the level that you're on in any area of your life. But once you've been in certain situations, it teaches you humility. You know how to handle that. Why? Because you've been there and you know what that feels like to be without. So you can handle people who are without, because you can't teach people and show them places you have never been. If you have never been homeless, if you have never been married, if you have never lost a parent, how you going to tell somebody else and really reach them and help them if you've never been there? Now, you can kind of empathize with or sympathize or whatever they're going to call it, but you don't really have a blueprint as to how to come out of that. Now, people who have been there can tell you how they made it. So when you're talking to people, you don't want to talk to people who have no knowledge of these situations. Why? Because then what are they really telling you? What are they really advising you about? If you're not married, you want to tell a married person how to be married. If you're not, if you don't never had a house or car or business or this, how are you really going to tell people how to do these things when you yourselves have never had them? Now, there's people out there who have failures and they can tell you what to do, what not to do, whatever case. Because certain situations, I can tell you, well, I ain't never had the business, but I'm working towards it. I can tell you what I did that was wrong, what I should have did that could have been right, but then things have changed. So you might want to talk to somebody else. But other things that I do have knowledge about that I can help you with, I can help you with those things. I can tell you how I overcame. I can tell you how, how it was when I was in that place and when I was in that position, how I felt, how God helped me to come up out of it mentally, emotionally, physically, financially, the things that I have done to, come up out of that. You know what I'm saying? And how God restored me, healed me, and restored me. I had to pray, I had to fast, I had to do this, I had to do that. And I had to, more than anything, commune with God and give it to him and really pour myself out. Why? So he could heal me, because you got to be healed. So see, these are the things that I be talking about. And a lot of times other people, especially my children and other things, I really try to tell them to, I'm not the end or be all, don't get me wrong. There's so many other people who have, but if you're already around someone who is knowledgeable about these things, why wouldn't you want to ask them? Why wouldn't you want to take their advice? Why wouldn't you want to know? But see, these people, like I said, at times, you wouldn't be the one because they already have issues with you. So they will want to hear it from somebody else. And then maybe they'll receive it. And that's the sad part and the sad reality of it. But you got to let people do what they're doing. You can't control them. You can't manipulate them and the outcomes for them to do and what you want. No, you just walk away, let God handle it, step away, ask God to deal with it. Let him deal with you, and heal you, and let him deal with them and heal them. Intercession can stop generational curses and destruction, right? Interceding, standing in the gap, trying to build it back, trying to piece it up, fix it, help, and you may or may not be able to see it, the results right now, right here. And I tell people that all the time because we're looking for results, we're looking for them fast. And sometimes that's not the answer, and that's not the way. Sometimes we'll receive the answers here, sometimes it'll be later, a couple years. Sometimes we may not receive them on this side of the life. We may receive them on the other side. You got to accept it. How one person's rebellion can affect thousands. Yes, rebellion and rebellious ways, either blessings or cursings. And we see how blessings and curses affect our lives behind people's, whether it's their thoughts, words, actions, the patterns and cycles. Why? Because they continue. These are seeds that they sow into the family, into the bloodline that continue to grow. And until someone stops them, then they're going to just keep going. And each year is more. It's more and more, and it's harder, and it's more intertwined. It's more of a yoke, a chain, a shackle, a bondage, a noose. Why? Because it gets stronger and stronger the longer, and the longer it goes unchecked, and it continues on down the bloodline. This is how that goes. That's why we look at addiction. It'd be so strong. If the grandfather had it, then the daddy and the kids and the grandkids. It's strong. Look at how many people has had it. So to break it is going to take a lot for that. See what I'm saying? For that to be. If it's drugs, if it's, whatever it is, it could be drugs, it could be financial disparities, it could be learning issues, it could be sickness and diseases. You see what I'm saying? Whatever that may be, it could be marriages or non-marriages, it could be having children out of wedlock, whatever, adultery, whatever, in and out of jail, whatever it is. So we got to pay attention to these things. How one person's obedience can save thousands. So this is the other side of that. The obedience can help one person, because God will use that one person. Remember, it's always a remnant. He used Moses to say to bring all of these millions and thousands of people out of bondage. You see what I'm saying? That one that he got with. So when we look at these things, God's word is proven. It's proven to be true. People can say what they want to say, but when you look at the biblical principles, the rules and the regs, and how it affects the world, and how everything that is opposition or in opposite or in don't like or oppose it, and how the alternative outcomes are, we see that they work. Because outside of doing it this way, this is what you get. These are the results of you saying, oh, well, godly principles don't work. But then we ain't live in a world that's very ungodly. They took God out of everything. So when you look at the results of that, now you see, so was it really? Is it really God, or is it us? Is it really his rules and regs, or is it us? It is in our disobedience. We have to take accountability. Is this the reason why we have curses? It's the reason why our lives are so hard. You know, when it comes to blessings, when people think blessings is always monetary. No, blessings could be your life being spared. It could be being in good health. It could be being in your right mind. It could be, you know, a whole bunch of other, having a healthy marriage, having healthy relationships with your family, with your friends, you know, these type of things. It could be other things outside of just monetary. But see, that's what everyone bounds on. You know, they look at these certain things, and if you don't have those qualifications, this is the rod that they measure us by, then you're not considered to be trustworthy or dominant or worth listening to, or, you know, respectable or worth respecting or acknowledging or whatever. Listen, y'all go ahead, because y'all dealing with the world standards. I'm going to let the world standards go over there, because we see where that gets you. You can talk all you want to about having a man, having a marriage, but if you want to have a marriage and a man and a relationship outside of, you want God to bless the worldly aspect of what you chose, and you kept God out of it, but now you want him to bless it and then insert him when you feel like it into your mess, and saying then when he don't, your expectations, and you're angry and upset. No, because that was never a situation he told you or blessed and told you to have and get into in the first place. So how could you be mad at him if it doesn't work out? That's sin. He told you sin is sin. You want it to be blessed? Come out of sin. Get with him, and he will help you be blessed in all that you're going to do. When you what? Seek him first, the kingdom of God and his righteousness. Matthew 6:33. And all these things shall be added unto you. But if you want him to bless it, and you keep in church, bless me, oh Lord. Bless you how? When you're living a life of sinning and mess, how can he bless you? He's not going to bless you like that. Now, don't get me wrong. There's certain things you still get. The sun rises and sets, grace and mercy about. But the things your expectations and what you're looking for, you're breaking your own heart, because you're going by your own stuff, your own worldly, you know, culture and sayings and all of this and traditions, and you're not going by the biblical ones, but you want the biblical things when it comes to the picking and choosing of blessings, and you want the blessings, but you don't want God. You want his hand upon it, but you don't want him. No, it doesn't work like that. You want God to be involved, then he's going to be involved. And if not, he's going to take his hands off it. And whatever you get is what you're going to have. And you can't be mad at him about it. Why would he want to bless you over here, let's say, and you mocking him over here, and you don't want nothing to do with him, and you drinking, you're partying, you're sexing, you're doing this, you're man to man, you're woman to woman, or you're married and you're cheating, or you don't like your wife, or, you know, you're having babies out of wedlock, or whatever the case may be. You're smoking, you're partying, you're doing all these things. You don't care nothing about God. You don't respect nobody. You don't care nothing about nothing. You don't value nothing but what you want, which is your own personal stuff. Self-centeredness. Oh, I got to have my this and my cars and my money and my this and my... And that's it. And you expect God to bless that. God ain't in none of it, because you didn't put him in it. You didn't ask him to be a part of it. As a matter of fact, you did the opposite. You want to drink in peace, so you don't want him there. You want to smoke your weed, you want to party, you want to have sex, you want to do all this. So you tell God to go ahead and mind his business, leave you alone, let you do what you're doing. You're going to stay over here, do what you're doing. You might go to church every now and then, hallelujah here and there. And then that's that. But then bless me, increase me, let my business do well, let my children do well, let me get married, let me get a husband, a wife, let me, you know, my man, my woman, this, you want all of that. Those are all godly principles. Those are all godly things. But you don't want God, and you don't want his way. And this is why it don't work. God created relationships. Your relationships are not well. Why? Because you don't know how to love people. Why? Because you're not attached to the one who does, who shows us, who is love and shows us how to love. So then you want that, but you're not getting it. Why? Because you're not getting it from the one you should be getting it from. He has to teach you first, and then you and your person will learn how to love each other, and then y'all will be together, and God will cover. But until then, no. You're going to have the same what you've been getting. That same old thought pattern that you have, or it's going to be me, and we're going to be doing this, and go ahead. Have your weave, have your bust downs, have your fat booties with your bodies you done had made over, your lips poked out, and you still a walking mattress because nobody still don't want you. Why? They sleep with you, won't marry you, won't wife you, won't do none of that. And then you sit there and you look at the wives who don't look nothing like you, who are actually married, and you're mad and hating on them, talk junk about them. Oh, you better than them, and you this, and your man want me. Why? Because he was sleeping with you and that was it. These be the situations, and then y'all don't understand. You don't understand. You don't get it because it take more than that to get them. It take more than that to keep them. The men running around here don't want to have no wife, relationship, just want to sleep around, have children. Then you wonder why. Oh, well, you got all of these children out of wedlock. You got all of this child support to pay. All this beef with the baby mamas. Don't nobody want to be bothered with you. And they just want you for your money. And your life is hard and you're grumbling. Why? You created that whole situation. You don't want commitment. You don't want responsibility. You're not following nothing God told you to follow when it comes to being a priest and a father and a man in the world. But yet you want God to bless you and give you a good wife, a good woman, where she just shut up and sit down and listen to what you say. And you want to rule this and rule that and do that. You can't even rule yourself for keeping your thing in your pants and being faithful. You can't even rule yourself with praying to God and asking him to show you. No, because you want to be the head and rule, but you don't know how to do so. My. As Johnny Gill would say. Ain't that something? But you want to lead. You want to be over something. You want to be over her, the house, want her to shut up, sit down, cook, clean, and do what you say while you do what you want. Now, you want her at home, but you want all these other girls. You want to look at them, talk to them, text them. You want to go slide in them when you get ready. But then you want God to bless your situation. How? You don't have no loyalty, so why would anybody have any loyalty to you? Then it come to sickness and diseases and all this other stuff. Oh, we're not even going to get into that yet because that just is another whole thing that comes with all of that. Then you don't know half the time if you're sleeping with a man or a woman, if you want a man or a woman and all this other stuff. Like, come on now. What are we really doing here? Then we got the families broken up. We got all the sickness, disease, poverty. We got nobody working together. Everybody struggling. One person carrying all the weight. Everybody complaining. Nobody's getting results. Everybody's getting all these issues and problems. And what do we have? A bunch of chaos, trauma, and nothing being handled. Then we want to run to God when we feel like it, throw it all on him, want him to fix it like he's a genie. We just rub him again. Oh, a little praise, a little worship here. And then when he don't, we ain't bothered with God. We going to go do this, and we going to go do that, and we going to go try this, and we going to use our gifts and talents he gave us for that, and want God to bless it. And any little thing he do that you don't like, drop God and go on about your business. He blessed you, gave you everything you wanted. You got the this, the that, the book deal, the signing, the business, all of this. When you was down and out praying for the woman and the this, and he gave it to you, and he turned around and guess what? God give it and he take it. The next thing you know, you out here with the next chick. You done got all you want. The heck with God. You back running the streets. You back cheating. You done met somebody at the job. You drinking, you smoking. Oh, the women too. Don't get it twisted. Why? Because now the regularness set in. Everything you done accomplished, and now is what's next. You done got everything you wanted. So now your appetite good and full and you're satisfied. No more voids to be filled, so you think. But the main one in your heart is the one that you need. That's the one from him. And he's the vine and the source. And you're still not happy. Because no matter what you get, you're still not happy. That's why you're sleeping with everybody. You're doing this. You're doing it. You're not fine drinking yourself. Smoking weed. Ain't that much getting high in the world. You can't never get high. Then you finish and you come down and you're still dealing with the same old thing. You're running around and sex and folks think that's going to help you. None of it is helping. It's just digging you further and harder into a ditch. It's harder and harder to come out of. That's the pit they be talking about. The pit God has to snatch you out of. The one you dug for yourself and found yourself just wandering around in there because you don't know what to do. You did all this stuff to yourself and you don't know how to get out. So much bondage, so much entanglement, so much traps, so much ditches, so much everything. Spells and work and all of this stuff that you done got yourself into. And now you can't even get out. You're like, wow. Then when everything come crawling down, crashing, boom, you lost everything. You're sitting there looking crazy. Don't know what to do. Wasn't built on the right things in the first place. The foundations was never built on God. It was never built on solid principles. You was never going to be able to manage all of it because the weight of it all would crush you. Why? Because managing it is going to take spiritual help. It's going to take you giving to God what he can do and you doing what you can do. That's what that's about. But you thinking you will carry all that weight yourself, you cannot do it. It will crush you. The weight of the world and its issues and problems, because it's never ending. And remember, we got an adversary who wants to sift you like wheat, who want to steal, kill, and destroy you each and every day, 24/7, him and his folks. So guess what? His demons that do not sleep because they in the spiritual realm, they don't have to eat, sleep. No, they good. And they can torment you and your people 24/7. So they are on their job. This is what warfare is all about. You got to be on yours, on your knees, praying, fasting, asking God, interceding. This is what this is about. On top of dealing with your everyday life, everything that you got going on, you still got to find time to read your Bible. You still got to warfare, pray, and speak life into your situations, no matter what it look like, no matter what you're feeling. If you're called to serve, you still got to serve. Why? Because God's not going to tell you because you don't feel like it. You still got to get up. You got children, you better get up and you got to still take care of them. Why? Because it ain't no rest. Not for the wicked. Now, when you're in God, he'll give you some rest, sweet rest. Let you rest on and let everything flow smoothly. You be floating on air. People wonder why. Because it was the Lord. I'm going to tell you, it wasn't me. I got to play. I cried. I laid my burdens down, gave them to Jesus. Told him I could, listen, Lord, I can't do this. I'm going to give you that. Please do that. Take it and deal with it. Handle that for me. I can't do nothing about that. Now, I can handle this. Please show me what I need to do with this. What I can do. But what you can do, I need you to do that for me. Please, I can't. Listen. And then I'm going to go home and I'm going to sleep. Can't be stressed. You got to trust. You can't be worried for anxiety. No, that's stress. Extra unnecessary stress that you don't need. And then I think that's the reason why a lot of people can't stand you, because you walk around and you looking like your world is just wonderful. And they don't know that it's not. But it's just that the Lord that kept your mind and your spirit and your soul from collapsing. He's the one that keeping you. He's the one giving you rest. He's the one working things out for you. Because if not, you will be a mess. And it's times that you fall. It's times that you go through your stuff. It's times that you hold on to things that you shouldn't and don't give it to them, or you take it back and you don't want to let it go, and you want this and you want that and you expect, oh, you go through that too, because you're a human being. You have feelings, you have emotions, So it is what it is. So while you going through your own stuff and people thinking you just floating, child, ain't nobody just floating. Everybody got stuff going on too. Just how you handle it and deal with it is different. Yeah, I wasn't always this way, because trust me, if you look at my little testimony, honey, I've been through some things. But see, I had to get to a point and God had to help me, because after I did my suicide attempt and after I did all the other stuff that was not good for myself, smoking and drinking and all of that, my body couldn't take it no more and I almost died twice and all that other good stuff. Listen, like I said, folks do not understand and would not want to trade places with the likes of me. You couldn't walk in my shoes because they would hurt your feet to even stand in them. I keep trying to tell people this. They think it's so wonderful. It's so good. Honey, you don't know the half, sweetie. I promise you, you don't. I'm here by grace and mercy. I'm here because God delivered me. He saved me from me and my own foolishness, my own bad choices and decisions. Whatever I did to people, whatever they did to me, the anger, the bitterness, all of that. Yes, I'm still a work in progress daily. Please understand that. I go through stuff just like everybody else. I'm not exempt. So I'm just letting you know, and I hope that this word is really going to reach somebody and help somebody. Because every day ain't a hallelujah, thank you, Daddy, the day for me either. I go through my stuff too. But in the end, I still be like, Lord, I thank you. Let me see what you want me to see. Let me do what you want me to do. Heal me in the areas where I am not where you want me to be, where I'm not where I, am or should be. Help me. With the hurt, with the pain. And he shows me how to take the pain and make purpose of it to help other people who are enduring and going through these same situations that I am going through. And he said, this is the reason, this is the purpose for your pain. So that not only could you go through it, because it's not about you, it's about other people. And they need your help. They need your guidance. They need your story to help them along, to let them know that they can get through it too. If you can go from this and I'm in your life and I've helped you get to this point, I can help them too. If they let me, if they come to me, if they have that relationship with me, if they really want me and want salvation, I can help them too. They want to stop smoking. They want to stop drugging. They want to stop this. They think their life can never turn around. It can. Even my mother's life turned around. She was on drugs and all that. Honey, my mother just retired. Sure did. Retired in September. She's 71. She retired in September. She turned 71 in November. And she has been gotten herself together, and is she perfect? No. But she's not on drugs, and she, came home, raised her kids. And we went through a lot as children, but that's her story to tell. And that's the flip side of the story. But that's her story to tell, and if she wants to tell it, she can. But that's the flip side of that story. Are we the greatest? No. But have we reconciled to an extent that we can? Yeah. Because that's what it's about. Did it take us a long time to get there? Are we still working on that? Yes, it takes time to heal. It takes time to grow. It takes time to reconcile. But are we trying to move forward and have a relationship with each other now? Yes. Are we trying to be there for each other now? Yes. Is it an everyday thing? No, it's going to take time. God will do it in his time. We can't rush the process. It took us all those years to be where we were. So it's not going to happen overnight. You don't just rush and be like, oh, 1 minute we was this and we was this and then the next minute. No, you got to deal with the elephant in the room. You got to heal. You got to be delivered and restored in all those areas that was hurt. And you got to be able to take accountability, discuss it, and heal and move forward. And it is a process. And it takes time. Can it happen? Yes. God can change any life, any story. Please understand that he is not limited like we are. Nothing is impossible for God. His grace, his mercy, his power, and his might, nothing is impossible for him. He majors in the impossible. He majors in the supernatural. And it's in everyday occurrences. We see people all the time who was on drugs at one point and got their lives together. That's to the glory of God, because only he can do that and sustain. 12-step program, people do it and then stop and go back. But when you see that they have been delivered, healed, delivered, and restored, and they're still sticking with it, and they haven't turned, that is a testimony. That is a testament in itself. That is clear proof that God has been in their life, working in their life. And this is what this is all about. It is not fame. It's not about fortune. It's not about money. You want to see lives changed. People's souls healed, delivered, restored, where they don't want cigarettes. They don't want alcohol. It's not that they can't do it. They don't want it. They don't want to be evil and wicked to people. They don't want to mistreat people. They don't want to kill off people. No. Where their voids are met, where God is meeting them. He's healing, delivering them. He's meeting their needs, restoring them, but not just in one area, but in every aspect of their life. This is what this is about. Having real, true relationship with him. Building your family with him. Having the things that, it says it, thy kingdom come, thy will be done. The kingdom come on earth as it is in heaven. The kingdom come here. May the kingdom be here on earth as it is in heaven. How do they live there? That's the way we're supposed to live here. This is the problem. But are we seeing it? The rules and the regs God gave us from the creation of earth. Are we seeing it? And then we wonder why we ended up where we are. We're not seeing it because we're not practicing it. Hello, somebody. We're not doing it. We're in rebellion. We're in disobedience against it. We don't want it. So this is why we don't have it in our own personal lives. It's just as simple as that. In the world itself. Because everything God tells us not to do, we think we know better and we're going to do it. When you say you want this person in power, you say no, we want that person. You think you know more than him. It's like being a parent and your child think they know more than you. Hello. Think they're going to tell you what to do. Hello. Now, I wouldn't say all parents, because some parents, they need to grow up and they need to, But for the most part, I don't want to keep y'all bruised and not broken. Bruised and not broken. Lord, I thank you so much. This word was really, this was one that hit me in the gut, in the sucker point, bah, in the heart, whoa, in my head, like, whoa, I see it. I felt it. I know it. I didn't, Lord, help me with it on both ends. And so being the victor and the victim of it, I would say, being the one who has done these things and the one who has had these things done to them in some way, shape, or form. And the part that we play in them, the roles. Because if you're consistently being the victim, it's something you're not doing. You're not listening. You're not looking at the patterns. You're not looking at what's going on. So you still have a part to play in whatever it is that's going on. And that's your part, being an enabler. And you have to take accountability for it. For the part that you play, for allowing people to do certain things to you after God has already shown you who they are. And Moses has continuously, every time God wanted to destroy these people, do stuff, he has interceded for them, which is a good thing on their behalf, don't get me wrong. But see, the longer it takes, the harder it is to get rid of. And it's not that it's impossible. And I tell people all the time, I don't play with snakes. I don't like them. I snatch them by the tail and I cut their head off and put them on fire. I'm not dealing with snakes. I don't like them. God told me them things ain't good for me. So I'm not going to take a snake home, baby it, feed it, love it, clothe it, cherish it, and then it turn around and bite me. See, that's what we do. But the snake is a snake, and that's its nature. And you want to sit here and you want to say because you did those things, it shouldn't have bit you. But you knew it was a snake when you took it. So why are you angry with the snake for doing what a snake does? Food for thought. Now, God can change it around. He can do some things. Don't get me wrong. He can make your enemies your footstool. He can prepare the table in front of you in the midst of them. He sure can. Don't think he can now. But that's in his will and his way. And he'll tell you. And you'll know that that's the situation. Because even those like Pharaoh who is against us still play a part. They do. God either will harden their heart towards you or he will soften it. And he will get the glory out of either end. Because when he hardened Pharaoh's heart and he allowed all them plagues because he wanted to show himself to be great. Why? Because he wanted them to see that it is not by them, it's not by might, not by power, not by their deities. He wanted to show that he is and prove to them that he is the one and only God. The I am, the real, true one and only God. And so he allowed Pharaoh's heart to be hardened so that he can show through the works, through the 10 plagues that they did. And then finally Pharaoh let him go. But then even after that, he hardened his heart again, let them chase after them so they can destroy themselves, their evil wickedness. God wants to destroy wickedness. But sometimes he uses it to test us, to correct us, to let us see our own disobedience outright. So he allows it. Why? To get us together. So we can run back to him. So then we can have a relationship with him. Because when you get high and mighty and you get everything you want, you don't need God. You throw him away. So the only time you really run to God is in hard times, when things ain't going good. Then you run to him. This is why. So if he don't never allow you to have bad times, you wouldn't know the good time. But then you wouldn't need him or want a relationship with him either. See, this is, and that's a lot of times that's what be saving us, from our own foolishness. I thank God that he give me grace and mercy every day. He still loved me in spite of me, and he never gave up on me. And on that note, I'm going to let this video go. I love you guys. Be blessed. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I don't know if I'm going to do another one today. I may not. I'm not sure. But I love you guys. And please like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I did put my Cash App in there for guys to be a blessing to me as well. I've been a blessing to people, but it's up to God. He is my provider. He's going to provide for me regardless, and he's going to make a way for me regardless. And a lot of times he doesn't allow it in the natural way because he don't want people to get the glory out of me and my life and say what they did or didn't do. He wants it to come from directly me. So a lot of times I find myself having to wait on God, go through things because God refuses to let other people, places, and things stand in the way of him. Because when people are able to feed you, they are also able to starve you. So this is how that goes. Because one minute Jesus is coming in, Hosanna, Hosanna, on Palm Sunday, they loved him. And the next week, they stoned him and sent him to the cross. So this is what this is all about, and he knows that. So because of that, this is the way my life is set up. And although it's not, I have to thank God because I know him for myself, because I see his hand in my life, because he have brought me out of those valleys and peaks and parting of the Red Seas in my life, that I know him for myself, not just through the word, but through for my own life and my own experiences with him. This is why I could sit here and say, because it's been tested and tried in my own life about what goes on, so I could stand firm and not waver when it comes to other guys, other people, places, and things. Why? Because I've seen the hand of God in my own life. Not what people told me, not what I thought, not what I read, what I saw, what I experienced. And we must remember that. So please, I have over almost 400 videos. If you go back to the beginning, you start following me, and it's not even about following me, but following my testimony, what God has took me through to be a blessing to others, so that they can understand what is going on with me in my life, and so that I could be a blessing. And what it may be things in there that they've gone through that they may need some help with, and they may need to sit down and talk to God about these things. And maybe he's using me. Whatever it is, it's a blessing. I just want to help and be the hands and the feet and whatever, and do the work of my Father here on earth the way that he will want me to do, what the position and role I'm supposed to have, staying in my lane and not worrying about nobody else and what they're doing. So, like I said, bruised and not broken. If you want to be a blessing to me, if you look in you'll see it up under there in the little bio thing where it talks about who I am and glory be to God and all that. And you'll see the little Cash App symbol. And you can send me something if you want. If not, that's fine. Other than that, I know who is my provider. I know he provides for me all the time. In spite of, I'm still blessed. No matter what is going on in my life, I am still have food on my table. I've always had clothes on my back. I've always had shelter, no matter what the situation was, whether it was the one I like, enjoyed, or one I didn't. He still provided and cared for me, whether he had to rain manna down from heaven to feed me, whatever it was, he did it. So I thank him and I praise him and I worship him for it. And because of that, that's why I'm here and want to give my life and help others with their situations. So, love you guys. Be blessed. We're bruised and not broken. And until the next one, later.